right. I think we're starting to stream. Yes, we are. Welcome back to another RSG Lunch stream. I'm Ranger J, 1999, your host, and next to me, lounging like a potato head, even though we're doing a live stream, is the big deal himself, Grande Pappy Patron. Grande, why you being like that?
I don't know. I just am.
You're comfortable.
I'm today. Yes, I am. I'm very comfortable.
The Padme event has affected you in ways we just don't know yet.
The Padme event has affected me. I might get in the pool here in a little bit. I might have to switch over to mobile.
Okay.
Go get in the pool.
That's not a bad show. And if you guys have not seen his pool, my God, that is a nice damn
Yeah,
pool.
I might have to do that, you know.
I'm gonna have to kill Grande. Have him disappear and have his wife adopt me. Good Lord, I will do whatever she wants.
Yeah,
Did you say dig holes? I will dig holes so I can swim in that pool.
You know what I feel like sometimes? Sometimes I feel like that guy in that commercial that says that commercial that used to be on YouTube where it's like, we're here in my garage and these are my, but you know what I like more than that? My knowledge.
All right, so welcome to the lunch hour. This is where we're going to hang out with you folks for the next hour or so. We're going to do a roster review like we always do. We're going to answer your questions. If you have questions, throw those in chat. Make sure you put question in front of your statement. And picking up all those questions will be none other than the troll extraordinaire, Dr. Finn Medicine Woman, who is also here.
Hi.
Hey, Dr. Finn. Glad you could participate. And we got people in chat already. We got Teals, Freedom, Moss Mike, Reinhagen, Bad Rongo, Gav Pete, Makwa, Ray Rock. I see the Levinata is in there. Telaman92. Shout out to all you guys. Thank you guys for being here. So the schedule for today is we're going to do the lunch stream like we always do. Then I'm going to switch over to Twitch for a couple streams. We're going to set up defense. So we'll do that. I'll show you the teams that I'm going to use, where I'm going to use them, that kind of stuff. And then after that, I promised DSP and some people I would do some Battlefront 2. So we'll do some Battlefront 2 after that, 5 o'clock. So we'll go with this, then we'll do Grand Arena on Twitch, and then we'll do Battlefront 2 on Twitch as well. So then if you have your questions, get those in. Make sure you put a question for your statement. Do me a favor, guys. Give us a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe if you haven't. Follow us on Twitch. We're going to be doing more Grand Arena stuff over there just to mix it up. We have to have exclusive content on Twitch. That's why we have to do it that way. So if you want to look at what we're doing on Grand Arena, I think I'm going for my 11th or 12th victory or something like that. Check that out. So let's see who else we got here. We've got Grim the Mechanic joining us.
How's it going?
How's it going with you, Grim? What's new?
Nothing much, dude. Been playing that new raid game. It's pretty fun.
Yeah. If you guys didn't see it, Stanley was on yesterday. He did Mortal Kombat for like 4 hours. That game is ridiculous. Oh my God. I was laughing so hard at some of the fatalities. They're just so ridiculous. You can't help but laugh. It's like, oh my God. So if you haven't checked that out, please do. It was ridiculous. Hey, Honcello. And also, we've got a roster review today, and we've got the actual person. Ryan is in here, or Rain, however you want to pronounce it. We'll go with Rain. I think that's what he went with. Rain, how are you today, my friend?
Doing well, thank you.
But before we do your roster review, Rain, this is a special privilege for you. We're going to play America's favorite game. Ranger's going to roll mods. So you're here for this live on the Twitch and everything. Just you get to see what I get while we do it. So
maybe your bad luck, my bad luck cancels each other out and you get positive luck?
Yeah, I wouldn't count on it. So we're going to go in here. We're going to roll. Oh, wait, you know what? I'll save this because I'm not at 144. That means I'll get one less mod. Well, wait. Let's do the roster review. Then we'll go do America's favorite. I thought I had 144, but I'm at 140. Let's get the full bad taste in our mouth from what
you tease.
I know.
Just teased all of our viewers.
I know.
Talk about the mod.
Here's another tease. I got six star Padme last night. So if you guys didn't watch the roster review,
Told you it was possible.
Yeah, I know. Grande, I didn't say it was. I was just like, I'll give it a shot. So I didn't remod. I didn't do anything.
Now you get to go for 7-star.
Not even trying that. Oh my God!
I'm telling you.
I don't
you
have
it. Yes, you do. Stop being negative. You have it.
In what way? I have gear 9 and 10 characters. They get one shot.
It.
My gear 11 and 12s are getting one shot. It's like,
you can do it.
Okay, yeah. Well, maybe we'll give it another shot, but I'm not going to hold my breath in 7 stars. But 6 stars I was happy with. I'm like, I got 6 stars. I figured out the pattern. It was just a matter of getting the RSG. So you can go watch that. Yesterday I did the Padme event, got 6 stars. I had gotten close a couple times, and this is what made me stick with it, because I'd gotten there and just had really bad RNG where it was like 2-on-1 with Asajj and just had bad luck. And then finally I got that one round where I'm like, oh, this is mine. So there you go. You guys can watch that. It can be done. I didn't have Zetas or max characters, anything like that. So you just have to stick with it and understand how the mechanics work, and you too can get your Padme a little bit higher. So if you're having problems with the 5-star, we have a video on that. The 6-star, it's the same way. So Moss Mike says I can do it. That's true. FCME is like, do or do not. There is no try. Judge me by my stars. All right, let's get to the roster review. Let me pull that up. Let's get this roster review going. So Rain, you are in Infinite Darkness. That's your guild. So shout out to your guild. That's still your guild, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. For today, yeah, right. Now, in your original request, you had said, I'd like to focus on GA and TW. I'm top 10 arena and ships, but my focus is always there, and I don't much go outside of the meta. Because of my lack of focus, I have high GP, and it makes for tough brackets in GA. I have Zoom, there's all that other stuff. Okay, so that was just letting us know you can communicate with us. So, is that still the case you want us to go through? Because you're at the same GP level that I am, so we can kind of do a compare and contrast. I can give you some tips. So it's mainly GA and TW you want us to look at?
Yeah, just because the early chase around, like just collecting all the characters and whatnot, I have an artificially high GP. So I've got a bunch of tunes that are level 55 and some gear on them for TW. But kind of like my other, just outside the fringe of the meta teams aren't great, and so it leads for tough matchups in GA.
Yeah, you're kind of where I'm at.
Ranger,
what?
Don't forget to switch to the GG screen because your gameplay is still up.
Oh, I thought I did. Stupid OBS. Hey, look, more Pokemon advertisement. Yay. All right. Well, you're kind of where I'm at. I had the same amount of 58 gear. 58. See, 12 is 58. Gear 7 is 27. It's not bad. It's really not. Gear 10, you have 14. So gear 9, 13. Gear 8, 28. Okay, I see where you're at. Because I have a huge drastic drop off from my gear 12 and 11. I think I've got like 56 or 57 gear 12. I've got like 38 gear 11 or something like that. 30 something gear 11. Some gear 10, but then it significantly drops off. Like I don't have like that many characters there, so I can see where you're talking about your GP. But let's kind of go through. I mean, just your Darth Revan team's fine. You're doing rank 1 arena. Let's kind of just look at your roster and go through this. So, if it'll let me. Cooperate with me, Gigi. I'd like to look at this man's roster. So the main teams, Darth Revan team. Now we got a 3v3 going on right now. So looking at the speed of your Darth Revan real quick, let me look at it because this will be a frontline defensive team. 313. Yeah, I put this on defense with Basla and HK. Fallen Basla.
Malik. Why not Malik?
Yeah, it's.
I don't use. I put because for me the HK Basla. Fallen. I don't know. I've just been getting crazy defenses. Either they have to use 4 or 5 teams to beat it, or they can't get past it, or they try and just give up.
Well, I know my first round opponent. Oh, good.
You could put Malik on an EP team, but I kind of like putting it Malik, Dark Basti.
I put
Revan.
Malik under a Darth Maul team in the back, and it's been driving people crazy with that team. With like another Sith. Savage would be the ideal one to use because you got those two guys constantly getting their health and protection back, and with the dodge and everything, it just makes them a nightmare to use. And that way you can, and especially when you get, there's certain teams that you want to use in the back line, and certain teams you want to use in the front line, right? And mainly is to be a pain in the ass, make them use their top teams in the front line, so that when they get to your back line, they're like, I can't beat this Asajj team that he has. What the hell is going on? And that's kind of where you have to kind of look at it. So let's give you some ideas for defense. I'm just looking at your roster real quick. You've got plenty of stuff for offense. So we need to come up with a defensive strategy. So my suggestion is Darth Revan, HK, and Basla. I've had huge success with that. You're in the same GP bracket that I am. I think you have 22,000 more GP than me, or 24,000. What are you at? Yeah, you have 24,000 more than me. Wait, are we even in? Are we facing each other? I don't even look. Hold on a minute here. Let's check the damn teams here.
No, I have DeForce, Lithanos, some I think it's Korean characters, Lightbringer, Anakin, Darth Brown, and Jolin.
Nah, I don't see you there. Damn.
And
That would be cool though.
only one of my opponents has Darth Malak. He's got it at 199. The rest don't, so that'll be an advantage for me. And then, of course, I'm facing the one guy with Darth Malak first round.
Well, it's all right. So the reason you want to put your Revan down, even if he puts his down, it typically. Oh, the poor bastard that's facing me doesn't even have Darth Revan. Oh no. Oh no. See, I don't think your roster is fluffed because
I don't either.
Because here's the thing, you have the top tier characters and the teams that you need. So I've seen people that are at the same level we are that do not even have Darth Revan, and if they have Darth Revan, they don't have Malak. And they have some really crazy bad fluff on the back end that puts in the same bracket as you and me. So you don't have a lot of fluff. I mean, comparatively, you're right where you need to be, and I don't see a lot of fluff. 58 Gear 12 characters with that many Gear 11s, you're really good.
I only see one team that doesn't really seem like it kind of stands out and that's First Order. I don't understand.
Scoundrels.
I don't understand why we didn't ever go in for like a First Order team.
Yeah, this is these two. The breaking up of the First Order has got me so many defensive victories. Crew has gotten me so many defensive victories, and the team is Crew, Kylo Ren, First Order Stormtrooper. The other team is Phasma, First Order Officer, and Executioner. If you're going to work on a team, that's a possibility, because in threes you can split those two teams up. I put the Crew team up front, and I put the Officer team with Executioner in the back. And
I'm okay with the Bounty Hunters, actually.
Yeah, the Bounty Hunters are good. I started gearing up First Order, and then because of the leaks and whatnot, I started hoarding gear, hoarding crystals, and that's how I've been able to survive and get Malak and those things without spending money. I was able to hoard crystals, so I'm one of the people that CG hates.
Yeah.
They don't hate you. They like you. You prove a point.
I don't spend money on this game. They don't like me.
One person I will tell you to keep working on is your Jango Fett. The team that I've been running with Jango, Boba Fett, and Zam Wessel has been doing really good.
He's so far on that team. I'd look at him. I'd probably go back over. I think he's right on the Scoundrels.
Future. He's for future.
I think the Scoundrels is where he mentioned before. It would probably.
Oh, you're going to put these guys on defense, and the teams that I would recommend that have been having the most success for me, keep your emphasis on offense. Some people like to put her on defense. I do not. She is too good. She is too easy to get free points, and sometimes it comes down to, being able to use your Ephes or your Wampa to get like those more points and those full clears where it's like 1-on-3. That makes a huge difference. The team that I like to run on defense and make them have to do stuff is Kira, L3, Vander. Now yours is not ready yet, but your other team that is ready is your mission, your Zalbar. Wait, where's your Karth?
He's 11. He's G11.
Yeah, I'm looking for him. I can't see him. Where'd he go? He was there. Where are you, Karth? Come here. Where are you?
I don't think Karth is
he's not Scoundrel. That's right. So, but Karth Mission Zalbar is a pain in the ass team on defense because they regenerate health. You want to have lots of crit because every time they crit, they're going to get their health and protection back. And Mission and Zalbar, that combination is ridiculous. So that's kind of where you want to go with them. The Kira L3 Vandor team you really want to work on because that team on defense is a nightmare to deal with as well. Especially once you get them Gear 11 and you get the Zetas on. I get a lot of defense with that. If I don't, it lets me know they used a top-end tier team to beat it. And I could tell by what people beat with me one shot what I can expect on their defense. Because I may see some good teams up front, but I pretty much can see like how they do against me. Since I do my battle so late the next day, I get a good sense of like what they're going to get. And I'm almost right. They always have junk in the back. But that's a team you may want to consider. You've already got them starred, so that's a team you can consider.
How do you do in TB and GA normally? Right.
I usually lose one round a GA. A couple of GAs ago, I did lose 2 rounds because I got paired against the two whales, so two krakens in the group. But for the most part, usually I lose an early round or in the championship.
Okay.
Losing the championship's there's nothing to be upset about. I mean,
the other thing too is he's free to play.
Yeah.
And if he's free to play, I kind of don't want to like use gear that then he needs for the next thing that we don't know about.
Well,
that's my concern is that I can go first order, I can go scoundrels, I can go focus on one of them. I can't go focus everywhere.
I would start with your first order. Well,
he's closer on that Kira team.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Yeah, I would go with Kira team. That's right.
I don't want him to go too all in on it. I think Gear 11 is fine. Not even Gear 12.
And you just need a Zeta on Vandor. You don't need anything on Kira or L3. Eventually you can, but if you have them Gear 11, both my L3 and my Kira are Gear 11, but my Vandor is 12 and he's got the Zeta, he's the key component of that. And I went high health and protection, stuff like that on Vandor. He's not your damage dealer. This team is just to drive people bonkers. Because if you go in there with the wrong team, you will lose.
I feel like, and I feel like we need to make sure that he saves, because I do feel like maybe in a month, 30 days, we have something else that's coming.
Here's my thing on that is if you say hyper focus on the team, you're still going to be able to save and hoard. Like you're right, you can't go all in on all these teams. I'm just saying these are the teams I'm seeing you could eventually work on, but you want to be hyperbolically focused. So you've seen how I've done it, Grande. I go all in on a specific team and just do it. And then once I get it there, then I go do hyper focus on the next team. You know, Gear 12 you'll get through raids and things of that nature. But Gear 11, that kind of thing. You know, if you're talking threes, this is a team that you can put. The more teams like this that you can put on defense, that means you have more teams like Treya, CLS, JTR, your Jedi Knight Revan. You can keep so you can counteract anything that they might have. And then there's teams that you can keep on offense that like Emphas and Wampa that are like, oh, you put Ewoks down, God bless you. That's a free 60 points, So
I haven't been around for a while. Am I allowed to argue with Grande?
Yes, argue with Grande. We haven't had a good Finn Grande argument in a long time.
Why are you saying scoundrels, Grande?
Because he's closer on the gear on scoundrels than he is on first order.
What scoundrel team?
Kira, Vandor, L3.
So you're just looking at threes?
Just for this, yeah.
I'm saying that he's
to go 5. Yeah.
I'm saying if I look at a scoundrel team, it looks like he is closer on that team than whenever I search by first order and I look at his first order.
If you just look at threes, that's one thing, right?
So even if I look at 5, if I look at 5 characters, if I look at Kylo Ren, if I look at
once you look at 5s, that's where I start disagreeing. Here's why I disagree.
Okay.
He has Karth, he has Canderous, he has Juhani. Mission Zalbar end up on that team. There is no Kira team. The Kira team would end up being a prepared team that you would now need L3, Vandor, Young Han, Young Lando. Now you're up to 5 characters. Mission Zalbar end up falling on that Karth team. He already has Karth, Juhani, Canderous, Mission Zalbar. So I don't see the reason for him to work on Kira, because then he's going to break up the Karth team. And now he loses that team. And without Mission Zalbar with Karth, Canderous, and Juhani, you don't really have a team with Karth. Like, Kira can work with the prepared, but if you take Mission Zalbar off Karth, Canderous, Juhani, you now lose that team. Like, you're throwing in plug and play for the other ones. So I would not focus on his scoundrels.
I have another question. Is GG updating correctly? Because I see no Padme.
Then it's not. I have a 6-starter last night while I was watching the Rockets chance the Warriors.
Houston represent.
So you got a 6-star. Have you tried for the 7-star?
Oh.
I have. I got 6-star. It was weird. I got a 6-star with all Geos and B2.
Yes.
It was and based off of your tip. So thank you.
Yeah. I still think that you sub in B2 for Geonosian Soldier, and you bring on Asajj Ventress, and you could probably even make that team.
Poggle lead? Who's the lead in that one?
Yeah, probably Poggle lead. I still think you could do Poggle lead, as dumb as that sounds, or Asajj lead. I don't think we're bringing Grievous, and the reason why is because Grievous, you're only going to have one droid on the team, and that means he's going to kill B2 because of the mark, and that doesn't make sense, right? We need B2 to stay alive.
I mean, look, if you either team you want to work on, they're basically at the same level, the Kira Stall team or the First Order team.
But the Kira Stall team eats up the Karth team. That's the problem.
That's not true because he's got Young Han and Lando that he can put on that team.
Yeah, but the problem is go look at the gear on that team.
It's no different.
Now you're behind the First Order.
Wait a minute.
He makes sense. If you scroll down here and you look, young Lando, look at young Lando and look at Han. We're both looking at gear 8s, right? On those two.
Executioner 70, gear 7. He is a beast of gear. So is First Order Stormtrooper. And you need the Zeta on First Order.
The prepare team is not as strong as the normal Kira Stall team or the First Order.
No, I disagree with that, Finn. Sorry.
No. What we're saying is that at this point, Vandor and Mission do go on that Kira team, and so First Order is a staple of either most defensive strategies or most offensive.
I'm not talking about what he has now. I'm talking about what he can work on toward the future. So make a choice. Either one will be good.
You get to either go with Grande and Finn, I guess, or you get to go with Rain.
Go with the guy that has the most GA wins, or go with Mr. Potato Head and Potato Head misses. So there you go. I win.
I'm the misses. I call misses.
I knew you were going to say that. God damn it. God.
Go with the guy that's got Padme, or go with the guy that doesn't. Your choice.
7-star Padme. Ooh, Grande. Ooh. No, but you really have a choice, and it's what you want to do.
I kind of think it's like Coke or Pepsi, to be honest.
It really is. I mean, they both have their benefits. So the First Order team is really good on defense, and so is that Kira team. So it's really they have their strengths and weaknesses.
I seriously am more concerned about him blowing resources that he needs for the next thing as being free to play, though. So I think he's the one that has.
You're going to have to work on him eventually, but you can see. But if you get hyper focused, say you're working, if you're working on First Order, right, and you're just working on a single team, then you're only working on specific gear. Yeah, and you can still save up a lot of gear that way. That's how I had all that gear.
He could also do this in portions, right?
Yes.
He could go for a 3-man team first, right? And then after he did a 3-man team, then he could go for a 5-man team, right? So he could kind of do this in steps.
Sure. And whichever one you want to do. So
and his First Order team, though, the other thing is you don't need 5 First Order for the crew team, right? The team that I use with First Order all the time is crew, Kylo, Executioner, and Stormtrooper, and then Barris.
And
you already have a Gear 11 Barris with the Zeta, right?
Yeah.
So that actually puts you one step closer to a First Order team that's actually quite decent on defense. Your Kylo Ren obviously needs a Zeta, right? And then your regular Kylo, your First Order Executioner, and your Stormtrooper would be the ones that you're gearing. But even in the interim, you have a gold First Order TIE Pilot. You can substitute for regular Kylo First Order TIE Pilot in the interim. So I would work on Executioner and Stormtrooper first, because they really help to push out the damage on your squad. And then you can work on regular Kylo after and replace First Order TIE Pilot. Not to mention that you get a few ships in there too, right? Because you have First Order Stormtrooper and Kylo together. You have Mass Kylo that you're going to work on. So you'll be able to improve on your First Order ships as well. And that can give you either additional defenses or, depending on what you do, possibly an additional offensive team for your Grand Arenas and Territory Wars. So I would focus on First Order because I think it provides your roster as a whole a better benefit, and First Order lasts better than the prepared team. They're not bad, but the prepared team is, it only goes so far compared to the regular Kira Stall team that has Mission Zalbar. So I would go with First Order for sure.
All right. Next team we're looking at is Imperial Troopers. They look fantastic. Keep working on Range Trooper. That's the only thing I would say. They're all Gear 12. Jesus. Let's look at your Stark, though. When I always look at Troopers, I want to see what the speed of your Stark is. 258, perfect. So his actual speed is 278 with a 20 boost from Veer. So that's really, really good. And that can help you kill a lot of boss bounty hunter teams. People forget that nonsense. And so especially in 5s and territory wars. It's like anytime I see a boss that's slower than my Stark, I'm like, well, that's a free win for me, and I can save my JTR team for a crew. So there you go. But they look great. Gear 12, Zedon Veer is perfectly done. Your next team that I want to look at is your Jedi, just a general overall. We know you've got Revan. Yeah, you've got a lot of great pieces here that you can run. Now, in 3s, I always keep Jedi Knight Revan, Jolee, and Grandmaster Yoda as a team. I always save Bastila, Hermit Yoda, and Ezra for any Night Sisters, especially Mother Talzin League teams that I come across, because she's not laning plague, and even if she does, Hermit Yoda is going to remove it. That is my counter to that, because I see a lot of people running Mother Talzin on that. So that's a team that will just help you just waste through that and get through the plague and stuff. Now with the next team I want to go to, because this has a little bit of effect with the Jedi, is Galactic Republic. And this is the thing that people have been asking, like, what do I do with 3s for my Galactic Republic? Well, we know Padme is going to be a character you're going to use. Now, we may not have her geared for this one, but moving forward, I think the Galactic Republic team is going to be a great team on defense. Now, you're going to take your Kenobi off your Jedi Knight Revan, but that's okay, because on offense, you want to keep your Jedi Knight Revan, and you can throw in another Jedi and like a Plo Koon or something into that team and still do very well on offense, because you're controlling it and the AI just does stupid things. You need to do a little bit of work on Anakin and Ahsoka, obviously, but this team, now the 3s, I'm not sure about which 3 to use with Padme. Do you want to go Kenobi on defense and Ahsoka? Do you want to go Anakin and Ahsoka? I mean, I don't know yet. I haven't had a chance to really mess around with it. I'm going to try a team today on my 3s. Grande, have you been thinking about this at all? Like with your Padme, who do you want to use on 3s? Do you want to use her on defense? Do you want to use her on offense?
Oh yeah, I already set mine.
Okay, so did you put her on defense or?
Yeah, I put her on defense.
And who did you put on defense?
I put her on defense with Anakin and GK.
Okay, so that'll be a really nice team for you.
Yeah, I mean, I basically did my normal strategy where I go super hard in one zone, and the one zone I go super hard in. It has kind of weak sauce stuff in the back, so
okay,
that's and I typically protect the zone that gives more points.
There you go, perfect strat. So that's something to consider as well. Let's look in real quick at your other stuff. I'm pretty sure it's going to look great. Rebels, these are your offensive hitters. Look great. Really, really good. A team that I'm really falling in love with is Akbar 3PO and Princess Leia. You have them all geared 12. They're so good on offense. It's ridiculous. So that's a team you can keep in your back pocket, along with, CLS, Chewie, Han. I typically use R2 on my JTR team. And you've got the Jin, Sheridan Bays. Where's your Cassian? What level is he? Maybe put a little bit more gear on Cassian. He's really, really good with Jin, with the exposes and everything that they do together. You've got the Zedon Jin, so that's really good. But these are your powerhouse offensive teams. Don't ever put them on defense. That's just, not good. Resistance is, again, more offense. It's kind of the same thing. They look really great. Totally fine with what you got there. Those are offense. And then finally we'll look at your Sith. You don't need to look at your Sith Empire because we already know your Revan's rocking. Yep, Trey is 2-star. I mean, these teams are for offense mainly. Palpatine Vader combination, the Trey combination with Scion can kill Night Sisters. Like if they do like a team I like Trey and Scion for without Nihilus, you can do this with is Trey, Scion, Trooper can take out a Saj team. You can use Nihilus on another team. There's lots of different ways you can go about it for offense on your 3s, but your 5s still leaves you the Darth Revan Sith Empire team, leaves you the Trey team, leaves you the Emperor Palpatine Empire team that you can use in combination with a lot of things. So it gives you a lot of offense. I'm not seeing a lot of fluff here, man. And I got to tell you, you've got a great roster. I think if you set strategically your teams in a certain way, I think you could do really well. I think teams like that, if you can get those first order and you can get your scoundrels up a little bit, those two teams, the first order team and that scoundrel team, it's going to open up more for you to use on offense and give you a little bit more flexibility. So it's an investment for your offense as much as your defense. Does that make sense, Rain?
Yeah, it does. And most of my fluff comes from this fact that we were trying to get GP higher for territory battles.
Sure.
So I've got a whole bunch of the level 55 gear, 5, 6, 7, 8 tunes. That's kind of what and the stuff I can't use.
Yeah.
In a GA or a territorial war.
Yeah, you want to put your strong teams like First Order and Bounty Hunters, and your Darth Revan's got to go in the North Zone where there's the most chance for points on the front line, and just say, beat them or forget it. That's what you do with Darth Revan. You keep your Jedi Knight Revan on offense, you keep your CLS on offense, you keep your JTR on offense, you keep your troopers, your Nest, your Rex with your Wampa. I mean,
don't like a Wampa.
That's okay. It's something you want to work on because Wampa is nasty. So that's kind of how you have to perceive it. So you think about, these are the teams I know I'm going to use on offense. What does that leave for defense, right? And they're the teams that can regenerate health and protection. They're teams that can survive on their own. Crew can do it. The Scoundrels can do it. Bounty Hunters can do it. Saj just gets nasty on defense. So these are teams that give themselves a chance to hold out if they use the wrong team. And once they get turn meter, then it becomes a real nightmare. Even if the opponent has Darth Revan, put him on the front line on defense. If they put theirs down, then it's going to be who can clear the south better, and who can be more efficient. And you want to be as efficient as possible. And if they beat your Darth Revan with their Darth Revan, great. They still have to get through the rest of your defense. And, so it really makes it tricky for people because they don't put defense and consider offense the right way. I mean, some people just don't have the defense, so they put crap down and just go all offense. And just think, if I can be more efficient. Well, they don't look at their opponent and see, well, what do they have could possibly put on defense? I have Darth Revan, but their Darth Revan's faster. But I'm still going to go all offense. And then they lose. And they wonder what happens because you one-shot them, and then they're sitting there struggling against all your teams. So it's kind of that kind of stuff that you have to look at with GA and territory wars. Does that make sense a little bit for you? Mr. Rain?
It does. Thank you.
Absolutely. And let's look at your mods real quick just to see. We're looking at your roster. So look at your mods, your ships. You're getting one in. You're doing fine there. But we'll filter just by speed mods and just see what we got. Oh, really nice. Oh, look at oh, so nice. So nice. This is what I like to see. There's that purple on BB-8. You probably want to slice because you could probably get that into the 20 range as well. Same with that speed on Arrow and Han. But, I mean, these are rare things. A lot of speed mods. Really good job. I'm not seeing anything. A lot of the speed mods with plus 20 speed. That's what I like to see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, really nice. On your right characters, on your Revan team, on Fallen Bastila, on Revan. They're really nice. It's super good. Malik, Darth, yeah. I mean, the mods are on their characters. They're sliced. You're getting them 6E. You've got more than enough characters, 58 Gear 12, that you can be more than justified in slicing for 6E mods.
Yeah. No, but most of that's attributed to what I picked up here on Jedi Academy, stuff like that, where I've listened to kind of that sage advice that's out there, and it's like, okay. And it's helped me focus from the initial until I joined guilds and stuff like that, and before they really found the community to really help me focus. And since then, I've been good.
Yes.
It's just,
Well, we run into a lot of rosters like that where it's like they're all over the place, like, help. And that's what we do, is get you a little bit more focused in on what. But this is a great roster, man. I don't see a lot of weaknesses in here at all. I don't see a lot of fluff either. Anything from you guys, Grande, Finn, Graham, anybody that anything you
Not
want?
really, man. I mean, this is a really nice roster, dude.
Mm-hmm. I think it just looks fluffed because I think right now a lot of people see the people that are Gear 1, Level 1 with a bunch of their characters and all that, but your roster is not that fluffed.
I think we need to chill with the people.
What I would tell you, though,
exaggerate the fluffiness that comments.
Yeah, I think it's exaggerated a little bit. But one thing I would tell you right now, you only need to take your character up to level 55 in order to open up the mod slots. You don't need to apply any of the gear.
No.
So one of the things you can do in order to prevent just even the little bit of addition of any kind of GP is taking these characters to gear 2 and gear 3 and all of that. That's not really necessary. Just take them to level 55 if you want to open up the mod slots. I do that with all of my characters. But leave them at gear 1, and then you don't have to do anything else. So I would stop on that. Just even the gear 2 or the gear 3 stuff.
Yeah. And I think as you focus in on these next couple characters, your GP is going to go up naturally, but it's not going to be fluff GP, right? If you stay focused on characters that you know you're going to use, have a long-term investment in, then you're gonna get more leaner with your roster, so that your GP will go up. It'll be in a very monstrous kind of way. So if you can do like Finn just suggested with these other characters, if you're not touching them, you need some mod space. Great, take them to 55. Don't do anything else with them. You can still work on the stars, but just get them there, put the mods on them. That's it, and then don't do anything until you either have nothing else to farm, or you're going to actually use that character. With that, you can look at my roster. I have a bunch of characters at like level 50 that will never go past that. I just use them to hold mods. They don't get touched. I don't do anything with them.
Yeah, because I've got 8 characters that are sitting with enough shards to move up a star level, but not. Padme sitting in there, 230, 145, but not unlocked.
Yeah. So there you go. All right. Any questions else, or any other questions you have for us there, Rain, while we've got you here, buddy?
Wampa before the everything else, or start on like
let's see.
First order's kind of
You could add Wampa into the mix for gearing. Let me go look real quick.
Did we shout out his guild? He has a really awesome guild, by the way.
I did, Grande. Thanks for paying attention.
Well, I have one of his guild members in my ship shard. Weekly is in my ship shard.
Yes,
super cool.
Rain, will you explain to him that the first thing I did was shout out your guild?
He did. I got lucky and backed into.
I just wanted to do it again, I guess, because I like that.
Yeah. So really, you just need gear on your Wampa. The Zeta is nice, but yeah, you can work on your Wampa. I would. I mean, especially for 3s. Rex Wampa is a nice little. Oh, you put crap down. Let's go get free points. Same thing with Nest. Oh, you put that team down. Well, let me go get free points. That's the kind of the mentality that you have with those characters that can just go in and just wreck. Like if you see like certain teams are just like, well, that's getting Rex Wampa or that's getting Nest. You can just look at it like, thank you. And it does make a big bit of difference. It saves some of your other full teams, and these characters allow you to have more flexibility on your offense. So yeah, I would definitely gear Wampa. He's not bad. It's not great, but he's not bad for his gear. But absolutely. Anything else, my friend?
That is good. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, Rain Day.
You pulled a Grande.
I did.
Well done.
God.
That might have to happen.
I was kind of waiting for that to happen by somebody. I just was expecting it to be Grande, not Ranger.
You just, yeah.
Rain Day's now going to kill you, Ranger.
No, she's not. She loves me. But Rain, if you have any other questions, just reach out to us like we do with any roster review as you move forward. If you have questions about some of the things we told you to do or work on or anything like that, you're free to message us in Discord, and we're always here for you, okay?
Excellent. Appreciate it.
Awesome. But shout out to your guild, Infinite Darkness. Again, thank you for letting us look at your roster. If you would like a free roster review, Finn, what do they got to do?
Message me, Infinity, on the RSG Discord. Let me know that you want a roster review. Send me your GG link. I will put you in the queue. And when your name comes close, I will message you, tell you that your roster review is coming up, and I'll schedule a particular date with you and get all the information from you. Right, Rain? That's what I did?
Yes, sir.
Leaving me in suspense there. Like, oh, no. But yeah, so we'll schedule a specific date with you, get all the information, and then we will do the roster review on that day.
All right. So now we'll get to questions. So if you have questions, get them in there. Finn's scooping them up. But before then, now it's time to play America's favorite pastime. What the hell Ranger's going to get in mod challenges? Yes, that game show where Ranger looks sad and broken after he goes for speed mods. And let's see what he gets today. All right, here we go, guys. I'm excited. Ooh, the anticipation.
Wait, well, I don't even see your gameplay yet. What am I doing wrong?
That's coming up. I'm not sharing my screen.
You're not on the right stream. His gameplay is up. His gameplay is definitely up on the stream.
I'm there now.
Okay.
Apparently, somehow I ended up pausing the stream.
Someone just messaged me too. It's like, what's Vader with the cup for? I'm like, that's our cup of plenty. You can see it's empty. If you would like to donate, all you need to do is donate.
It's the new best team in GA, Ranger with cup.
Yeah,
and Vader.
Vader's cup.
Vader, range trooper, and cup. That's what it is.
Okay, no, but Vader's got a glass that needs to be filled, and if you would like to fill, you can do donations. And when you do $3 or less, gets chicken grandes. $3.01 to $20 gets baby rangers flying in with.
And we send you hearts and hugs.
That's right. And then $20.01 or more, you get the flying pickles. The yelling pickles come in, and it's a lot of fun. People enjoy it. It fills up, and then at a certain point, they go exploding everywhere, and it's nothing like seeing.
I love watching the baby rangers and grandes fly everywhere.
Fly, and then they hit stuff and bounce off each other, and it's a horrifying scene. So if you like to donate, that's how you do it. All right, so let's get back into what's Ranger going to get. Here we go. I'm rolling, guys. Here we go. We're simming. We're going to sim 9. Let's see what we get. All right. Okay, some greens. Nothing spectacular. We didn't get any 3s or 4s, so that's a positive, I guess. Okay, that green sucks, and there's nothing on that gun. That's this one. Oh, I got a 5-speed green, so we'll go run that one first. But we're going to go roll the mods. We want to always roll these mods, so let's go do that. And remember, boys and girls, when we filter mods, just pick any character. Doesn't matter. Pick the first one on your screen. Go to Manage. Go to Filter. Hit the set you want to go for. For this one, we want to do Speed. Remember, only unassigned mods, and then we're going to, not filter, I hit the wrong button, sort by speed, and then just pick one, but I want to go to the cross first because we did get that green one. You can see it's already up there with 5 speed. All right, here we go, guys. We're going to roll this. Now, it's a green mod, so we only want to roll it to 9. We don't need to do, it's not a gray mod, you know. Greens to 9, blues to 6, purples to 3, because they already got stats on them. Let's see what we get. It didn't hit, but that's all right. It's still a green 5. All right, we're going to slice this to see if the speed hits. Come on, please. Jesus, God, it's got protection on. I want it so bad. Please, it didn't. Well, that goes into the crap pile. For now, I can roll. All right, let's go see how these other mods do. You never know. Stupid. Stupid.
All right, and I'm getting the questions in the meantime.
All right, I got speed 3. I'm not even... not even a slice.
Question from Ski Trooper. I've been slicing health primaries to 6E and need to distribute them correctly. General Grievous, Nest, Crew, Zombie, Daka. Please order from most speed added to least and most health added to least. So GG, Nest, Crew, Zombie, Daka. Speed versus health. That's what we're looking for. Nest is all speed. Telling you right now, Nest is going to be all speed unless you are using her as a specific counter to things like Jedi Knight Revan, in which case then you need to load her up with tenacity. So she has 2 different builds. Speed tends to be the more general one. Tenacity build is the one that you're using specifically against Jedi Knight Revan. I would still say speed for your Nest. Crew can go all health. He doesn't really need speed. Up to you how you want to do that. You can add speed. I'm going to brag again. I have the 2nd highest health modded Crew in the game. The ones around me do not have him over 200 speed. Mine happens to be over 200 speed. The ones around me do not. So you don't have to have a speedy Crew. Health is more important on it. Zombie is going to be all about speed. Her thing is speed. You want her to go often. You want her to be able to get that taunt up and get back from dying and coming back and getting that taunt up. So Zombie's going to be about getting her fast. You do want to make sure she has health on her because she is a tank. So you do obviously want her to survive. So tanky Zombie, but fast is important. Daka is going to be more about health, but you do want to have some speed on her. She can't be super slow because you do need to make sure that she is getting her reses up as frequently as possible, going with her basics, getting some stuns up, that kind of stuff. Do you have a preference on Grievous Grande?
I don't like that Grievous kills the freaking team he's on based on his health.
Yeah.
Like, put more health, put more health, put more health. And if you had Droideka and if you had B1, then the health on Grievous doesn't really matter because Grievous is not your main damage dealer now.
Yeah.
So potentially you could go for speed and protection on Grievous, right? And then you're not killing your droids quicker.
Yeah. I think that would be it. So Nest and Zombie for speed, Crew and Daka for health, and then Grievous you would go speed and protection. Okay. Next question, Darth Vader 87 question. I have a 6-star Gear 8 Padme and 2 Zetas to spare. Is it worth putting both Zetas on Padme, or is there one Zeta better than the other?
One Zeta is better than the other.
Her leader.
The lead.
Her lead is better than the other.
But I wouldn't put either of them while she's Gear 8.
Nope. I wouldn't either. I'd at least go Gear 9.
Yeah. I would say that I would say you want both, right? Because that always a choice one, her unique, is the one that creates the undispellable, unpreventable protection whenever somebody assists thing. So both her leader Zeta and her unique Zeta are fantastic. So I would say you probably want to put both of them on her. You definitely want her leader if you're putting her there, but I would say you want both of them, but not at Gear 8. Not at Gear 8. Next question, apropos Wooin. Question, trying to do 6-star Padme event with Ventress, Grievous, Dooku, Sunfac, and B2.
Oof.
Who should I steal mods from for each of them?
That's his team that I use. I use a Saj lead. I didn't steal mods from anything.
He's going for 6 or for 7?
That's what I use for 6.
He can make it work. Here's the problem with that team. The problem with that team is you're using like 2 out of the 3 counter assisters. And so you're going to get protection up with Dooku, and you're going to get protection up with Sunfac. So that's part of the reason why you're having so much trouble is everybody's getting protection up, and then your debuffs don't snick. Yeah.
I've been playing around in 7. Now, some of the things are a little bit different in 6 and 7. Forget about the stats. I'm just talking about like the AI mechanics. But what I've noticed is that you do want to be cautious on your first action, what you're doing with Kenobi. If Kenobi can get taunt and take some of those counterattacks, you're good, right? But here's the thing. When he has protection up, he's not going to be able to get stunned. He's not able to get shock because of Padme. Padme is basically, if any of the characters have protection up, then they're immune to any debuffs, right? So you have to be really cautious about the opening sequence. And in particular, you have to check whether or not the Kenobi has buff immunity and whether or not you can stun him. That will often be the deciding factor because in the first round, he will dispel everything and then everyone gets counterattack and now you're going to get even screwed even more. So.
Yeah. Science.
Mm-hmm.
Next question.
All right. Let me see. Next question is Gav P. I have plenty of mid-level mods. Now I'm working towards those top-end mods. When farming and slicing, when looking for those 10 to 15 plus secondary speeds, what lower mods should you keep and sell? It depends on how many you have.
Yeah.
And if you've actually like modded your character. So the lower mods can still become useful. Don't forget there's other stats besides speed. There are other stats besides speed that you do want to make sure you check for. Even though the speed may be low, there may be some other stats. So those are the type of things that you want to look at. But the other part of it is make sure that you're leveling up your tier 6 mods in particular. Tier 6. Tier 1. Tier 1 mods.
What the hell is he talking?
What the hell is tier 6? Goddamn. Tier 1 mods.
Not so easy to talk a lot, is it, Finn?
Well, it's harder when I'm getting work emails too. So tier 1 mods. So tier 1 mods are the mods that progress all the way so you can get a parenthesis 5 next to the stat that you're leveling up. So it's the speed ones. which means at gold it has the 5, at purple it has the 4 in parentheses, at blue it has the 3, and at green it has the 2. So don't just look at the speed secondary if you're trying to go for the top end. Make sure you target the tier 1 mods so that you are giving yourself the best chance to get the highest rolls, right? So those are the ones you want to target first. If it has, like, instead of a gold 5, it has a gold 4, that ends up being a tier 2 mod, which means at purple, it is a 3, at blue, it is a 2, and at green, it's essentially a 1, which means it hasn't rolled, you still have a chance of hitting the blue. So make sure you do go through the tiers of the mods when you're leveling it up if you're trying to get the high-end ones.
Science.
Let's see. Next one is Kaze Kage too easy. Grande, can you get my 6-star Padme for me, please?
$9,000.
So I don't know what
Probably.
I don't know what team you're using, Kazekage, but if you look at the tier 5 video that I put, that same strategy works for tier 6.
Yes.
That's the same thing I use. Your characters may be different though, so that the team that I use doesn't have Grievous, doesn't have Dortica, doesn't have B1. It was Asajj with Dooku, B2, Sunfac, and Geospy. It works for tier 6, the same strategy. So you may want to, if you haven't seen that, I don't know what team you're using, you may want to look at that one too.
The strat needs Poggle for tier 5. For tier 7, I mean.
We need to put the video together.
For the one you did, yeah.
All right, Finn, this is what we need to do. We need to put a video together of what I used to be tier 6 from last night, what you used to be tier 6. I don't know if you recorded it, and then what Grande used.
I have my tier 6 recorded, but it's exactly the same as tier 5, so I haven't really bothered to redo it.
Well,
that strategy works for both.
Well, I know.
I wish I could replay it, because if I could replay it, I could completely go over the strat again. You know how you could replay the Malik event, but you can't replay this event?
Do you think you could replicate it, though? Because it sounds like there are some RNG components in order to get that team to work.
There are some. Well, here's the thing. It's like anything else. Once you've done it once.
Did you record it on Twitch?
Yeah.
Well, the problem is the video didn't record on Twitch because I didn't have the button selected, which is why I just have those clips that people made while I was being a dork afterwards, where you see like the very, very, very end of the battle.
Very, very much fail.
I know.
Should have just streamed to the RSG one.
YouTube.
Okay.
No.
You should have just gone to RSG. Did it on your own Grande Patron Twitch. Hey, and set up. All right, let's see. Next one is Matt Bailey. Question: I have a Gear 12 Kylo, and the rest of my First Order are Gear 8 and 9. First Order Executioner's 2-star. Is it worth the Zeta on a Gear 8 crew?
No.
No.
I think I responded back to him. Something might be better.
Yeah.
Something might be better.
Mm-hmm. All right, Telomad92 question: how would you split a Galactic Republic and Jedi squad?
Are we splitting in 3s or in 5s? I asked him some follow-ups to that, and then he was talking mostly about does GMY go with Padme or does GMY go with Revan? And I told him I think GMY goes with Revan, and we need to find another alternative for a Padme team. That'd be like C-3PO or even 5s, believe it or not. I think potentially could make that team. I also think that there are some other characters that could make that team as well. You know, Mace Windu could make that team. R2D2 could make that team. You know, there are some other characters. Barriss could make that team. Lumi could make that team. There are some other choices that I don't think a lot of people think about. On a 5 team, on a 3 team, just, you know, it's probably GK and Anakin, or it's you know, or it's Anakin and somebody else, or it's something like that.
Next question.
All right. Let's see. Next question is Romulos 1. For the Malik event, do you think Gear 11 Zeta Zalbar and Gear 11 Zeta Mission will be enough?
Oh, yes.
Well, no.
Yes.
Not just those two.
Well, I mean, I know he's talking about light side, that battle there with that you need. I mean, But with
I don't know if he's talking about those specific characters being enough, but we need to know the whole squad. Those fights are not easy.
I know, but it's a strategy. But if you've got the Zetas on those two, you're cooking with Crisco. I mean, because the other three are automatically Jedi Knight Revan, Bastila Jolie. You need two more, and having Zeta Mission and Zeta Zalbar, ooh, you're good.
Okay. Next question. Matt Bailey, have you guys found the Crouching Rancor ship speed calculator to be super inaccurate?
I don't even use it, so I can't even.
I've looked at it a couple of times. I gave him another answer, which is go look at someone else's ship that's faster than yours, right? And then go look at what gear they have on their characters. And he's like, I don't know how to do that. Well, you got to go in and look at their you got to go in there and look at their character inventory, sort by crew members, and then look and see what they've done to their crew members to make their ship faster.
Yeah, I mean, it was not inaccurate before. I don't know about recently.
I
used
haven't
to use
looked
it a
at
lot
it.
more before.
I haven't seen if it's updated at all.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to say yes, it was accurate, or no, it was inaccurate.
Yeah. Blackbeard Premium question: Zeta priority for Malik event.
And I said whatever it takes to get you to 17.5.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Zetas or gear. Pick your poison.
John Davies, what team should I use for the third round of Heroic Sith Raid? So P3, what team? It'll probably be your CLS team. The question is what other characters you have, right? Because now you can use it. So two characters for sure, CLS and Han. That's going to be the base of your team because you're trying to get Han to counterattack. The other character that ends up being the base of the team is Death Trooper. And that's because you need Death Mark on the Traya so that your Han is constantly counterattacking the Traya. The other two can pretty much vary, which is that it has you want an offense up, right? So you can go with either Pow, or you can go with Anakin now, because Anakin is now not going to potentially sacrifice, and he doesn't need all that crit chance and stuff. So Anakin is another one. The other ones is a tenacity up or a way of preventing Han from getting dazed, which is either going to be Chirrut or it's going to be Chewie. And so you're going to be combining the team using those other four characters, and you add them to CLS lead with Han and Death Trooper. And so that would be your P3 team. It just kind of depends on what you have available, but that would be it.
I told him I didn't know what his roster was.
Well, there you go. There's Grande's answer.
I didn't know what his roster was, so I didn't know what he could put in P3.
Mm-hmm.
There are a bunch of options for really good teams that go in P3. The problem is we don't know if you can do that
the Aura Singh team.
The Death Storm team or the Aura Singh team or some kind of Chex Mix team, which there are like 47,001 varieties of that.
The Voltron team.
There's a CLS team with an undergeared C-3PO. There's the oh crap, I screwed up and I overgeared C-3PO, so I need to put Chewie on the team with C-3PO. There's like all these different versions of these teams, and without looking at your roster, I can't tell you what one optimal team is. The other problem is a lot of these teams for P3 in order to do the top tier damage with these teams, you have to have a very specific modding. Like with that Death Storm team, you have to actually take mods off of Acolyte if you overgeared Acolyte in order to put her on the team, but not have her have enough health and protection. So you end up going in without a diamond so that she has less defense, so that she'll die quicker before you get to round 11, and then you can start doing the damage and you get to a top. It's like so that, I mean, you can get super freaking esoteric with P3, which is why I feel like I really need to, even if I saw your roster and looked at your mods, I would give you some suggestions, but I could still be totally off base. And then they come back and, well, I didn't get the damage with that team that you did. Why? Right. And then we go into a whole nother series of conversations. Anyway, it sounded like it sounded dumb, but I didn't mean to be rude about it.
All right. And I'll read the last question, but then I have to drop because I have another meeting here. So last question from Malin87. What is the best Padme 3v3 team?
Again, it depends on what you have as far as Galactic Republic, right? You know, I mean, I would say you pull GK because you need a taunt, which means you put Juhani, or you put Juhani, aka Hermione, over with Revan maybe, and then and then you go in with like an Anakin or an Ahsoka or something. I mean, that seems like that would make the most sense.
All right, well, Finn's dropping, then let me log into Nightbot. Give me a second. And we'll get 2 questions. I said Malin 87 was the last one. All right, I got 2 more questions and we'll wrap it up, and then we're going to get ready to go do some GA. Bad Rongo question for Grande. Can we vote on dual streaming? You've already answered that, so.
I answered that. I said yes. I voted yesterday, and the answer is no. You cannot vote.
We can't do dual streaming anymore, guys. We've already explained it. I don't even know why.
The reason why you can't do it is because Grande said no.
Oh, well, then there you go. I had a more technical legal reason.
I'm not going to do that. It's just Grande said no, so we're not doing it.
That's right. And then last but not least, Melon87 had another question. After the next territory battle, I will have saved about 40,000 get currency to Sunstar Mallet. But we could have 2 new characters added there with the new TVs. Should I wait and see? I know Gear 12.7 Mallet. I don't know if there was more to that question, or
if he has Malik and he has Malik at 5-star, get Malik to 7-star.
Yes.
Because it's what we know today. You're making a speculation upon a speculation. Malik is really freaking good.
He's
Malik is
ridiculous.
in-game content right now. I would definitely suggest going ahead and getting a 7-star Malik and not holding out for something else at this point.
We know what's there. I mean, there's got to be something
I'm sure there will be something else. I am sure there will be something else in there. However, I still think Malik is worth it for Arena, because you Arena every day is the next thing that we get in the get store, going to help you get to rank 1 easier, spending less crystals than what they put in there. Probably not. Wampa is not Wampa. Even when Wampa came out, you could still get to rank 1 without Wampa. And even when Hermit Yoda came out, you could still get to rank 1 without Hermit Yoda. Will the next thing in there be good? Probably. Is it going to be better than Malik? I think that's highly debatable. Let's go with what we know and not speculate. Finish it off and don't look back.
You're so wise, Grande.
I know.
I know.
That's why you have me here.
Well,
That and because I'm kind of good looking. I'm kind of a big deal.
I mean, let's not get crazy with the...
Hey, people say we look like brothers. You have to agree that I'm good looking.
They were wrong, and...
Anyway.
That was such a weird comment. I was like, really?
I've heard it so many times that we look like we're related. I'm like, I don't see it.
I don't
Maybe
see
other
either.
People say.
I don't know, yeah. I mean... All right, so what we're gonna do now, guys?
Not that I wouldn't mind being.
I mean,
really
yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that. I think Ranger's a pretty cool dude.
I am very awesome.
And if we were related, I'd be like, isn't this cool that we're related?
Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll do the Blood Brother pack one day. I don't know.
We are. Pop out our Swiss Army knives while we're out playing in a field.
Get
somewhere.
that K-bar and be like,
that's
brothers.
It. We're done. Brother.
But then I would get some kind of space disease from Grande and then die.
You know what? I know. I don't want to give you the Ghana syphilis.
Yeah, I don't want that.
I have that problem.
All right, so that's our lunch stream for today. Grande, are you able to stick around for a little bit? we can go right into give us about 15 minutes to get some drinks, use the bathroom, get ourselves organized. So about 1:15, 1:20, we'll
I have to go powder my nose.
Yeah, powder his nose. There you go.
I use the best makeup whenever I'm on camera.
You sure don't. So
Need a little touch up.
That's our live stream for today. Making sure you give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't. Come follow us on Twitch. That's where we're going for Grand Arena. If you want that Grand Arena advice, we're going to set up our teams.
Come over and Twitch with us.
Yeah, come over there and join us on Twitch. I know some people are not fans of it. That's okay. Some people, that's all they have. Listen, that's why we're doing it. We can't reach a wider audience, and then that's what we do. And if you haven't checked out our Patreon, please check out our Patreon. If you'd like to become a Patreon supporter, please do. We very much appreciate all our Patreon supports. It's what keeps us running. So keep us running by becoming a Patreon member. It's very, very important. And then was one more thing. Join our Discord. If you haven't joined our Discord, please do. We have a lot of great people in there. We're always hanging out on Discord. There's always one of us hanging out there.
I see you. Come to Twitch. I see you.
God, Grande has lost his.
I see you. Come to Twitch.
Matt Big wants to know: are you stroking out?
Come to Twitch.
Oh, yeah, stop it, Grande. I'm trying to do the ending stuff. This is what happens when you give Grande sugar. But yeah, come join us on Twitch. But come join us on our Discord. A lot of great people in that community. Tons of people. Great place to hang out, socialize, get your Galaxy Heroes questions answered. Other games, we've got a whole bunch of channels. Just come join the voice channel anytime you see people hanging out, and or just come into general chat and hang out, talk about the game. If you have questions, it's a great place to get your questions answered. So that's our lunch stream for today. Thank you guys for stopping in. On behalf of myself and the crew, have a great, wonderful day. We got the Grand Arena coming up. We're going to do some Battlefront, so come join us on Twitch. With that, we're signing off, and we'll see you later. Peace.